I'm gonna make sure she's held accountable for the she's pulled on me. And I'm not gonna let Jasmine win.
And this kind of like really freaked me out, Matt.
I didn't know how to tell you because I knew you would do this and you would be upset.
Oh my gosh, like my problems just keep piling. I cannot believe Matt's level of stupidity.
Oh boy, Jasmine and Matt's so-called romantic getaway is deteriorating fast. There's trouble in paradise, and that is something that Gino would be ecstatic to learn, given that he's already plotting revenge on Jasmine. But before we talk about that, let's rewind to the start and pick up where we left Jasmine and Matt on their romantic carriage ride. Matt had just taken off Jasmine's rings and was trying to convince her to give him a shot.
Honey, I'll never reject you like Gino did. We can get along. We don't have to scream at each other all the time. You know, and that's why I think me and you we would do really well together.
Jasmine can't believe that Matt took off her rings. Like, she wasn't quite ready for that step. She's only now beginning to accept, reluctantly, that her marriage to Gino might actually be over. Again, like, this is all pretty crazy. Like, it's mad to me that she's happy to live with Matt, and by the way, she's lived with him longer than she lived with Gino. Like, she's happy living with him, sleeping with him, effectively acting like a couple, but she's not ready to take off rings that symbolise a marriage that broke down ages ago. Like, that somehow is a step too far for her.
It means a lot for me, having my wedding rings. This is the last thing I'm attached to.
Come on.
No, at least let me sell them.
Ah, yeah, that explains a lot. For someone who was supposedly so attached to her rings, she sure was quick to suddenly think about cashing in on them. Now, keep in mind, Jasmine says she's overwhelmed by all of this because Matt was never supposed to be a real option for her. He was only ever supposed to be a plaything, a toy, she says, someone who would fulfill my needs, but not who I was supposed to get serious with.
I never imagined that we would reach this point in which we will try to formalize our relationship. He was supposed to be just a boy for me.
How romantic. Can you imagine, like, in years to come when their child asks them how they met, what are they going to choose to say? Mummy, how did you and Daddy meet? Well, darling, I was actually married to someone else, but your daddy was my buddy and he caught feelings. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing that would traumatise a kid. But then again, Jasmine does have a track record of that. I mean, you've got to imagine her existing kids in Panama are probably already traumatised that their mum has just disappeared on them. Now, on that topic of kids, it's interesting and funny how they've still chosen to keep the fact that Jasmine is pregnant secret. I mean, it's clear that she knows, right? When the waiter asks her what she wants to drink, Matt goes for alcohol, Jasmine chooses to have a hot chocolate. But Jasmine wants to quiz Matt about why he even wants to be with her.
You know all the baggage I have, right?
See?
You have seen it.
See, mama.
And you're still okay with it?
Yeah.
Does he even know all of the baggage that you have? Oh, come on, Jasmine. He's been living with you and your baggage for months. He knows exactly what he's dealing with. He knows exactly who you are. None of it has put Matt off. Not even Jasmine's famous temper is enough for Matt to call his interest. I've found a way to deal with that, he says.
I just spray you with the water bottle and then you calm down.
Stop it.
Ow.
Don't you dare.
I know.
Jokes aside, Matt does tell her that he isn't worried. We've lived together for this long, longer than you lived together with your husband. So given that we're still going strong, things are still going well between us, I think we really do have a shot of building something special, Matt tells her. And I mean, to be fair to them, I don't think there's any doubt she and Matt have a heck of a lot more of a connection than she and Gino ever had.
I give you this, like you are the best sex I have ever had.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
For someone as sexually forward, sexually adventurous and open-minded, shall we say, as Jasmine is, that sure is praise. We all know if she wasn't happy, if it wasn't really that good, she'd have no qualms in making that clear. So on that front at least, and as far as this whole romantic getaway is concerned, everything does seem to be going pretty well. I mean, yeah, Jasmine didn't exactly jump for joy when Matt asked her to be official with him, but she is still here. Like, she didn't run for the hills either. But hold your horses, because their happy little bubble might now be about to burst.
I think it's going in the right direction for me and Jasmine, but I have to ask a very important question. I'm trying to be straight with her, and hopefully she doesn't get pissed at me.
Oh, what happened to being able to handle her temper, Matt? Now, the thing is, he has no choice. He has to face it. You see, Matt has been hiding something from Jasmine for a while. And now, whether he likes it or not, he has no option but to let her in on his plans.
I have a job opportunity or a business idea. I'm moving to Florida, and I'm really hoping that you'll come with me.
That is a pretty big bombshell to drop, isn't it? Now, pay attention to his exact wording there. A job opportunity or a business idea. I'll come back to that in a second. But at first, Jasmine just thinks that he's joking. She can't believe that this is real. But it is. He's deadly serious. In fact, the move is already as good as done. He'll be moving in just a few weeks. And he's already signed the lease on his new apartment. Like, this isn't a discussion. It's a done deal. He's telling her he's going. So it's now up to Jasmine to decide whether or not she wants to go with him. So why didn't he tell her earlier?
I didn't know how to tell you because I knew you would do this and you would be upset and...
Oh my gosh, like my problems just keep piling.
Look, the truth is, if Matt and Jasmine aren't in a relationship, right, then he doesn't owe her anything. He doesn't have to talk to her about moving. That's a decision that he can make on his own, at least in theory. Like, the reality is a heck of a lot more messy. Like, it might not be a relationship per se, but she is living with him and carrying his unborn child. At the very least, if he moves but she stays, she'll need to find herself somewhere to live on her own dime. Yeah, maybe it's a good job she hung on to those rings after all. Now, for what it's worth, Matt does appear to have a genuine, legitimate reason for wanting to leave.
If I'm not making good money and my bills are piled up high, like, I don't know what you want me to do. I can't sit here.
So it sounds like Matt's financial situation isn't exactly great. That kind of makes a bit more sense now why he was so salty with Gino for abandoning Jasmine financially. Like, he even tells Jasmine that unbeknown to her, he extended his lease on his current property just so that she'd have more time to figure things out with Gino. But in that time, he says, my rent has doubled and I'm not making enough money. I completely understand why he feels he needs a change, but I'm just not convinced that what he said earlier, the opportunity or the business idea, is going to be the solution to all of his problems. Like, a business idea doesn't exactly sound like a fully functioning, established business that's going to pay well. At the very least, it's early stages. It could be that he and Jasmine move over there and nothing comes of this idea. It's a flop. How do you think that's gonna fly with Jasmine? This is, after all, a lady who was used to certain standards.
I understand your point of view and I'm not trying to be a bitch, but I know that I already live with you, but moving with you is like a whole new thing, Matt.
Keep in mind, right, that Jasmine hated Michigan from literally the first second that she stepped foot there. You'd be forgiven for thinking that she'd be jumping for joy at the chance of moving permanently to Florida. You'd have thought she couldn't wait to get away. Like, that might be what Matt was expecting too. And perhaps, like, maybe if this wasn't such a surprise to her, maybe if he didn't drop it on her head like this, maybe she would have. But that's not the case.
I don't like this kind of surprises. I don't like rushing into decisions. Like, I need time to process information. And especially after all the that I've been through.
Yeah, she's not happy, right? She's not happy that he didn't consult her or speak to her about this massive life change. Like, just like that, in an instant, her life, the hopes that she had for her future, not to mention their unborn child's, has now drastically changed. What's this all gonna mean for me, she asks. Where do I stand in all of this? In fact, what would this mean for my marriage, she asks, much to Matt's annoyance.
I'm not still over the idea that my marriage is irrevocably broken.
The first thing that comes to your mind is Gino, then you
No,
should be at Gino.
You can't blame the guy, can you? It must be super frustrating for Gino to constantly crop up in all of their conversations. Here he is professing his love, trying to plan a future with her, and yet once again her mind is on him. That must be wearing the guy down. That might be why he's so keen to get away. Like, it's been going on for months now. But the problem is, Matt, my sympathy for that is pretty limited. That's just what you get when you get involved with a married woman.
I cannot believe Matt's level of stupidity. He's making all the important decisions that are gonna directly affect my life without letting me know.
Yeah, not only has he not discussed it with her, but he's only now letting her know with just a few weeks to go before he actually moves. It is super last minute. I mean, it is a lot to expect her to pack her bags and move with him at the drop of a dime. If this was Matt's idea to give them a fresh new start, well, he's really failing at it. And Jasmine, the lady that he was hoping to impress, really isn't happy with him.
This is what you get for giving me this kind of
You're not giving me an answer.
surprises.
Does that mean no?
I cannot give you an answer right now.
Okay,
I'm
so
not
you're
happy.
just giving me no answer. All right.
Yes.
So we leave them with their relationship clearly hanging in the balance, and someone who'd be delighted to hear this is Gino. He's still incredibly bitter towards Jasmine. He blames her not just for their marriage failing, but also for his relationship with Natalie failing. But he seems to be in pretty good spirits when we join him today.
Natalie and I broke up and we separated and we don't talk to each other anymore. But I've been keeping myself busy because I'm a player.
Worst player ever. Now, luckily, thankfully, he hasn't completely lost his mind. He is just joking, self-deprecating humour. It's one of those ones where you either laugh or you cry at your own situation. But Gino actually goes on to say that he feels depressed. He's feeling really lonely at the moment, and that is why he's called his nephew Anthony to get out the house and hit a few golf balls with. It's the perfect remedy, a great way to let go of some of the anger that he's also feeling towards cousin Dana.
But I really don't even want to talk to him anymore. I don't even consider him family anymore or a friend to me.
So you completely just cut ties with them?
Gosh, this whole messy situation with Jasmine has now also impacted his ties with family as well. He's cut ties with his own flesh and blood because of Jasmine. Gino says that the last straw for him was after Dana and Michelle invited Jasmine to Dana's party, but then didn't even come out to check on him and Natalie after the big blow-up. It's sad, says Gino. Like, Dana has been like a brother to me since I was a little kid. But after what he texted me, our relationship is now over.
I'm all over the place because the other day I hit up Dana and he responded to me in a very shockingly way.
So in these shocking text messages, as Gino puts it, Dana made it very clear to Gino where he stands, where his loyalties lie. You're not the victim here, he says, which is true. You need to take accountability for where your life is at the moment. Your wife didn't cheat on you, he points out. You abandoned her. Now, while that is true, there is undoubtedly truth to that. Gino can't believe that someone he saw as a brother has chosen to be on his ex's side rather than his.
Man, is this really you? Because he should be supporting me. I mean, how about Team Gino? I'm your family. Doesn't family come first?
Look, Gino isn't innocent in all of this. Of course he isn't. But Dana and Michelle do appear to be taking their support for Jasmine a little bit too far. She's not exactly innocent either. Now, Gino feels like he's been betrayed. After those messages from Dana, he called out Dana and Michelle for always believing Jasmine, for always taking her side over his. And now they're not talking to each other anymore. Gino blames Jasmine for all of this, and he's determined to somehow, some way, one day, get his revenge on her.
I'm gonna make sure she's held accountable for the she's pulled on me. And I'm not gonna let Jasmine win.
That's fighting talk. I don't know how he plans on doing that exactly, and all I can imagine is it's going to be a very bitter, long, drawn-out divorce proceeding. But I can't let her win. I can't let her be happy. Her steal my family while I sit over here and just take it, he says. I vow to cause as much trouble for her as I can. I mean, you've got to say, things really aren't looking good for Jasmine at the moment. Dark clouds really are on her horizon.